Hi guys. Okay, so Aliyah Hassan here with Canadian Defenders for Human Rights. I'm here with Firas Nejim, my co-manager at Canadian Defenders for Human Rights, as well as Hamza Shayban from the Yemeni community in Canada. He's the president of the Yemeni community in Canada. We are both nonprofit organizations in Canada. Our focus is to help the oppressed people around the world. Right now, as you guys know, we have had our Yemen fundraiser going on for over a month. It has been very successful thanks to all of you. We have collected almost 19,000 Canadian dollars. We have sent all that money to Yemen in increments. A little bit later, Hamza will talk to you all about, everybody can hear well? He'll talk to you guys about exactly the details of where the money went, what cities it was sent to, what aid was distributed, and you guys can ask any questions. We'll try to answer the questions at the end, but we'll also try to answer the questions during the live stream if we can keep up with them. Yeah, I really, I'm glad to see that people are actually joining, because the last time we did this, nobody could see that we were live. So if you guys can help me out to beat Facebook at their censorship and share this live stream now, share it when it's finished as well, as much as you can, that would be amazing. You can hear, guys, everything's loud and clear? Awesome. Okay, so, I don't have to tell you, but for people that are not yet aware of what's going on in Yemen, it has been a crisis that's been neglected for far too long. It's just recently hit the mainstream media with Emel Hussein, that 7-year-old child that died. Her picture was published in the New York Times, and it finally got mainstream media's attention after that. The UN does say that it is the worst humanitarian crisis in the last 100 years. There's 22 million people that are in need of aid, the majority of them in need of acute, urgent assistance. There was a report that recently came out that said that 85,000 kids under the age of 5 have starved to death. This is a conservative number. It's highly likely to be much higher than that. So when you think about how desperate the situation is, it's 100 kids are dying a day. One child is dying every 10 minutes. It's really, really important for us to do everything that we can to get the aid to these people that are in such desperate need. It is the world's largest food security emergency, with 17 million people that don't have adequate food. 1.2 million are suffering from cholera. It's the worst outbreak in human history. So you can see just how desperate the situation is. There is a mass displacement crisis with 2 million people forced to flee their homes. It's an economic crisis as well. Inflation has skyrocketed. People haven't received their salaries for over 2 years. So the situation just keeps getting worse. And which is why the need for urgent aid. Millions of lives are literally at stake. It's not even an exaggeration. We have to do what we can to help, and that's what we have been trying to do. Canadian Defenders for Human Rights, in partnership with the Yemeni community in Canada, have been raising funds, and through our GoFundMe, which many of you have contributed to. Thank you so much for that. Please do continue to share it and continue to donate if you can. This is the season for giving. Please open up your hearts and your wallets and do what you can. I know, not everybody can afford to give a lot, but anything would really be appreciated. Tell your family, tell your friends. Now is the time to do something. It's important for everybody to step up in some way. We have been sending the money in increments, as I mentioned, via Western Union, and we've had to find different ways to go about that as well. Hamza will discuss that a little bit later. We have teams on the ground in Yemen, and they use the money that we have been sending to purchase food baskets As well as this time we've gotten a little bit more into the medical field. We're trying to help with medical aid because essential supplies are actually missing in hospitals, and due to the blockade, a lot of essential supplies are needed, and we've made sure that we can provide those supplies to the hospitals there. And we also like to focus on making the Yemeni people more self-sufficient. We've done projects in the past where we've given aid money, where our contacts there have purchased sewing machines that have been distributed to families so that the women and whoever is capable there of sewing garments and selling them can provide some sort of way for their families to have some income, and they can start to be more self-sufficient. So we've done a lot of that, and we're continuing to collect the donations. We're not shutting down the fundraiser. We're going to continue to try to collect as much money as we can and continue to send it. So please just continue to help us do that. And I'm going to take this to Hamza now, and he's going to talk about the details of exactly where the aid went. And if you have any questions, I'll be monitoring the comments, and I'll try to have him answer them either during, while he's talking, or at the end. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. I would like to start by thanking everyone who contributed to this or shared it on their page or their profile. You guys did an amazing job, and as Aliyah mentioned before, we're almost hitting 20,000 very soon, inshallah. Before I start, I would like to wish everyone happy holidays, especially for the people in the Western countries. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and hopefully you'll get to spend quality time with your family and friends. So, as Aliyah mentioned, we're almost at 20,000. Almost all the money has been sent to Yemen. I'm going to discuss about where we spent the first 10,000 that we sent. So we've 10,000 Canadian dollars is equivalent to almost 7,400 USD in Yemen. We faced a big issue, which is the exchange rate. 2 months ago, the exchange rate was almost 1 USD is equivalent to 800 Yemeni Riyal, but then it keeps fluctuating. When we sent the money, it was almost 500, it went down to 450, went up to 480, but on average, we would say that 1 USD was equivalent to almost 500 Riyal Yemenis. So for the 10,000, or the 7,400 USD, we executed a project in 3 different cities or villages. The first one was Saada, which is a province in the north of Yemen. Second one was Hajja, which is also another province in the north of Yemen, and then Aslam, which is a village in Tahama or Hudaydah province. For Saada, we spent there 1,000 USD. We helped almost 25 families. Now the families there, when we talked to them, they told us that some of them they needed food baskets, some of them they needed money to do other things, like for example pay for the rent, pay for hospital if they have someone who's injured there. Their kids, some of them they're sick and they needed money for medication. So we decided that it would be best if we give them money and then ask them to do whatever that will help them the most. So we gave them 1,000 USD. We helped 25 families, so on average every family got $40, 40 American dollars. Second place is Hajja. We helped a village called Bani Gais. There we helped almost 65 families, and there we just distributed food baskets. We sent to there 2,000 American dollars. So 2,000 American dollars, and we helped 65 families. Now the third project, anything? Third? No, continue. Okay.
Yeah, continue.
So the third project, which was the biggest and the hardest so far, I've never managed such a hard project like this one, was helping the medical center in the village of Aslam. 1 second, please. I'm just trying to remove the comments.
Just swipe left.
Left.
Swipe right. I don't know why it doesn't remove the comments.
No. Okay. Anyways, so the third project, which is helping the medical center in Aslam, which is a village in Tehama. And Tehama is a city in Hudaydah, the province of Hudaydah in Yemen. And for this project, we allocated almost 4,400 American dollars. And we helped in 2 different ways. So what I did was that I called the head of the medical center in Aslam, and I asked the doctor there, you know, can you please provide me with a list of different medicine that you need in the center? And so they told me, you know, okay, we'll send you a list. And then the head of the medical center asked me, is this money mainly going for medicine, or can we ask for other things that you guys can help us with? And so I told them, you know, like, if there's anything that you need, we'll definitely be able to help you. Just tell me what exactly you need. So they told me, you know, we need, for example, solar panels. We don't have electricity there, and the temperature there is almost 40 degrees Celsius. So it's burning there, and they don't have like electricity. So they asked me if we can buy solar panels for them and batteries and all the equipments that they will need to operate those solar panels. So we did that. They asked me if we can buy blankets, pillows, and help 40 kids. For these 40 kids, they asked me to buy a bag that has different medical supplies. For example, they told me to, can we have like a bag which has like, you know, like combs, towels, spoons, nail clippers, shampoos, soaps, like basic stuff that they don't have there. And so we did that. We helped them, and we bought 40 bags. We filled the bags with all the requirements that they asked us for, and we distributed them to 40 children. The other thing that we did, so I got a list from them with the different medications that they need, and I contacted different retailers in Yemen to try to get the best prices. And then I found a team in Sana'a, the capital city, who bought all these things. We rented a pickup truck that picked the stuff from Sana'a to Hajjah, and then we rented another pickup truck that picked the stuff from Hajjah to Aslam. The whole journey took almost 8 hours. I had a team that did this. They left at 8 p.m. From Sana'a. They arrived 4 a.m. in Aslam. They rested for a bit, and then they continued executing the project. Now, in terms of where exactly the money went, the 4,400, you know, we had to rent 2 pickup trucks. This cost us almost $200. You know, renting a pickup truck in Yemen is not really expensive, but then the gas prices in Yemen is really, really high right now. Like, I'll give you an example. For you to get 20 liters right now in Yemen, it would cost you almost 10,000 Riyal Yemenis, which is $25 American dollars, which is really, really expensive for a country like Yemen. So that's why the pickup trucks rent was very high. I paid the guy who left from Sana'a to go to Aslam $16 for him to come back to Sana'a. For every team member, we gave $20, and it's because it was really, really tiring, and it took a lot of time from them to collect all the supplies that they had to buy to travel all the way from Sana'a to Aslam, which took almost 8 hours, and then they spent another 4 to 6 hours to execute the project and interview the head of the medical center, you know, take pictures, take videos there, and then they went back to Sana'a, the capital city. So I thought, you know, they did a great job in terms of, you know, executing the project successfully, and they needed to be rewarded for that. So we gave everyone $20, and there were 3 team members that helped us there. So, you know, just a quick recap. Overall, we collected $7,400 American dollars. 1,000 went to Saada, where we helped 25 families. 2,000 went to Hajjah, where we helped 65 families. And then 4,400 went to the medical center in Aslam. You know, I think I covered almost all the details. Again, thank you everyone who donated or helped in sharing this video or the previous video that we did almost a month ago to ask people to donate to help Yemen. If you have any questions, please let me know and I can answer them right now. If not, then I'll pass it to Firas to do a quick conclusion. Let's wait for a second, maybe people will have questions.
You want to move it there, please?
Let's turn it.
Hello everybody, Faraz Al-Najim, manager of Canadian Defenders for Human Rights. Happy holidays to everybody. Hopefully a happy time with your families and a blessed time in this holy period. People have some time off a little bit to kind of think about things, unite with their families, pray together. Some people might be visiting, churches, mosques, synagogues, different facilities to, to strengthen their spirituality. So we pray that, that people don't forget the oppressed people in Yemen specifically, where, we care about all the oppressed people everywhere in the world, you know what I mean? And we pray for them and we try to help them all. Although, the Yemeni crisis is the worst crisis, all these credible organizations in the world, or a lot of the organizations that are, influential, let's just say, they have been saying this for some time, right? That Yemen is the worst crisis. So we pray that, people don't forget them in their prayers. Also, at the same time, this is a time where we have days off, and we tend to have a little bit of space to think about things and ponder on things. And people in Christmas time usually go out and spend a lot of money on gifts, right? They believe it's a way to value or to give a nice gesture, to a person that you care about. So you give them a gift so they can remember you and they can enjoy their time with that gift and so on. Now, I think that also we should also think about giving some help to the people of Yemen. Okay, they're not looking for gifts. That's one thing we gotta think about, is they just want aid. They just want basic food, you know what I mean? We're looking for a better iPhone, we're looking for a newer iPod, we're looking for something maybe more advanced. These people are not looking for this. These people are looking for the most basic things. This picture really, I just wanted to really show this picture because it's one of our team members that works on the ground in Yemen just sent me this picture of a child, and this is his situation exactly. Like, this picture is a live picture that has been taken just very, like, it's fresh, let me just say. Okay, so I'll hold this up for you guys, and I want you guys to look at it, please. Okay, you can see like the bones are coming out of the kid's body. Okay, you've probably seen the other pictures, but this is just a fresh one, a new one that I just put on, and I put on my WhatsApp status. You know what I mean? It's very painful, to be honest with you, to see children like this. Like, this is the situation. This is a real situation. This is what's happening. There's kids that are living like this. Imagine our kids were hungry. When our kids are hungry, you know what I mean? Our hearts break right ahead. We want to cook something for them. We want to make them a meal, right? We want to do something to feed them. These children, they can't even get the most basic necessities to just survive. How would a heart of a mother or a father feel when they see their children in this kind of situation? We see our kids, like I said, just a little bit hungry sometimes. And sometimes there's, you know, we have to drive to a certain place to get them, you know, something to eat, and we still feel that pain inside of us because we want to feed them. We want them to relax. We want their digestive system to relax. So I want you guys to really, really like take this all into consideration. This is a reality situation. This is a real situation. I mean, if we think about it, like the media is not really covering a lot of these things. Okay, after this, you know, this journalist that was, you know, murdered and cut into pieces or whatever, in the Turkish consulate. Okay, people started to see what the Saudi regime is kind of doing in the world. Right? Then things started to kind of move on to people kind of looking into what's happening in Yemen. Okay? And now Yemen is a little bit getting more media attention, but for many years it was neglected. It was boycotted, let's just say. Okay? Looking into the situation in Yemen. So now that we see what's going on in Yemen and it's more clear, okay, I want people to really be. It doesn't matter how much it is. When I say generous, it depends on everybody's budget and their capacity and their capability. Okay, some person, you know, his income is not that high and he's got a lot of expenses, but he's got a little bit of money that he can still give. You know what I mean? Not to give this is the problem. You know, just give something. It doesn't really matter, and spread the word. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your co-employees about the situation in Yemen. You know, let them know that, you know, this situation needs help. This area really needs attention and needs help. Okay. As you know, like the Yemeni community in Canada and the Canadian Defenders for Human Rights, we are non-for-profit organizations here in Canada, and we are doing what we can to help certain areas. Okay, I mean, Yemen needs a lot of help, a lot of work. Okay, we can't cover all that. Obviously, we're small organizations here. We're trying to build slowly. Okay, we have some good intentions. Okay, we're trying to keep our work as sufficient and effective as possible. Okay, we have no administration fees at all. Like, there's no cost for anything. Okay, whatever we get from people, it goes directly to help the people. Okay. We have documentation of everything that we do. Okay, everything that we work on, we have documentation of it. All the work that we usually do, we get pictures, videos, and everything is put on on social media. Anybody has any questions and anything, they can anytime message us, email us, call us. We're always here, right? And we're always coming on live broadcasting here every couple of weeks. And we want to grow this movement as much as we can. And we are, you know, there's a lot of effect. You know, the people send me messages. If I show you here on my phone, a lot of people send me messages from Yemen thanking me. Family members saying that we're praying for you. Our whole family is praying for you. And we really appreciate what you guys did for us. You know, and sometimes it's a very minimal amount of funds or aid. But these people are very appreciative. These people are very considerate. And they'll keep thanking me for months. You know what I mean? And not ask anymore. They might not even ask anymore, and they can be in a tough situation. But they don't sit and, like, for instance, put pressure on us and saying, "Please help me more. I need more." No, you know that the one time that we helped them, to them was pretty much like a very big help. You know what I mean? People like that deserve to be helped. I think, you know what I mean. When they're very patient and they're going through a hard time and they're very appreciative. You know, when you help somebody and they're appreciative, you never forget that. You know, when somebody at least gives you that thankful message, you know what I mean? Okay. Aliyah is working very hard with us on this campaign. I want you guys to support her. I want you guys to share her work. You know, Facebook sometimes, you know, censors some of her things or something like that. I don't know why. She puts videos that get a lot of people watch it and see it, and they're effective videos. You know, they show a reality, a partial reality. You know, there's a lot of realities that are just not there. You know, they're not coming on TV. She shows a piece of it, and you know, I guess, you know, I don't know why they censor it and so on, but you know what I mean. They block certain things on her, and she's doing a lot of work. You know, and she's striving. And same thing with Hamza Shayban. You know, he's always working. He's maintaining his life at the same time in his work, and at the same time he's trying to do this humanitarian aid. His family is living under you know, hard times. I mean, at the same time they're living under this war, and you know, and he feels it more than us maybe because his family's there, right? Like my family's not there, but I feel like they're my family. I try to imagine, I try to install it inside myself that these are my people, these are my family. You know what I mean? Because we all come from Adam and Eve. We're, you know, there's a quote that I love. It says either we are brothers and sisters in faith or equals in humanity, or we are brothers and sisters in humanity. So we're all from Adam and Eve. So either we're brothers and sisters in faith, we have the same faith, or we're at least brothers and sisters in humanity. We're all humans. We all come from, you know, we're all humans. We're all part of humanity. So we should all care about each other, help each other, respect each other, and try to assist one another. And in this pretext that I'm talking about, I'm saying that I try to put myself that I'm in Yemen and that I'm living in this, under this bombardment and this blockade, and try to feel how these people feel, right? But I'm not really feeling it as much as these people feel it, because it's, you know what I mean, the reality is different. You know, overall here in Canada or wherever you are, because we are now working with, I mean, other organizations or people that are living in different countries are now reaching out to us and helping us. We had some people from Ireland reach out to us and assist because they like the work that we're doing. So wherever you are in the world, right? Most of these countries that we're living in the West, there, you know, I mean, like financially, we're surviving. You know what I mean? We're not starving, right? And you know, we have sufficient amount of funds to get at least the basics. So let's just consider what these people are living underneath, and let's help them out. Let's help them out. That's all. My message is to help, and especially in this holy time. And thank you to everybody for all your support, and I appreciate all anybody that did anything. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for your efforts, and let's keep going. Justice is the base that supports the whole world.
I'm going to try to see if I can see any questions that were asked so that we can address them here. Okay, so Sarah asked, who do people contact to receive the aid? It doesn't really work like that, right? So Hamza's going to kind of explain how that works.
Okay, so sorry guys. Okay, so Sarah, I'm not sure if I quite understood your question, but let me tell you how it works. So you know, we've received a lot of emails and texts and calls asking us, you know, why isn't the projects executed immediately? And the problem is that, you know, from the moment that you donate to the GoFundMe account, it takes time for them to send the money to us, A. B, Aliyah will wire them the money to me personally, and then I'll send it to Yemen. So it's a whole process that takes time. And then I send it to people that I know personally in Yemen, who are teams that work for us in ground in Yemen, and then they will do the whole job. They will go and buy the stuff, they will go and distribute them, they will get someone to take pictures, take videos, and do all that. And these people, yes, I know them personally. They're I would say, like my friends, and yes, so I know them personally. It's not like we're dealing with random people in Yemen. No, I know them personally, and I've lived in Yemen all my life. So I know a lot of people in Yemen. What's the next question?
And another question Sarah asked was, who is in charge in Yemen for distribution, and how do people get in contact with them to receive this aid?
You know, Aliyah kind of answered this question in the beginning. So the first part is these people, I know them personally and I'm working with them. B, how do they receive the money? Is through companies like Western Union or MoneyGram, or there are different, like there are so many companies that you can that can send the money from Canada to Yemen or to anywhere in the world. So we're sending the money through these companies. You know, for the 10,000, for example, that we sent, we were charged almost 150 Canadian dollars, which is what it costed us to send the 10,000.
Yeah, so We have sent, like, the full amount of money that has been collected has been sent.
Yeah.
It's just that half of that money has already been used and distributed. The other half, we're still doing field studies to decide where the aid is most required and who's in the most dire need at the time. I have been receiving, messages on Messenger as well as Facebook asking exactly people asking if we can help their areas. I have received actually direct requests from local Yemenis, so we're still looking into it, because the thing is, with something like this, with a crisis this big, so many people need help. So we have to make sure that we help the people that are in the most dire need. So I know as urgent as it is, and as much as people would hope that we could send the money right away, and that the families that they're asking to be helped can be helped right away, we'd love to do that. But we do have to make sure that we're helping the people that are in the most desperate situation first. So there are areas that are worse off than others. Who do people contact? So I already answered that. If there's any questions, put them now. I might have missed them at the beginning because the questions were coming while, we were talking sometimes. So if you have a question that you've asked that we didn't answer, if you can re-add it to the comments, because we might have not gotten to it, we might have missed it. So
the other thing that I would really like to highlight is that executing these projects is not something that takes a day or two to do it. No, it's really neat. It requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of help from different people in Yemen. Like, for example, the project that we did for the medical center in Aslam. And as I mentioned, it was the hardest project so far that I tried to manage from here in Canada, because I had to call the medical center in Aslam. I had to get her number first. That's another process. I had to call her. I had to get the list. I had to send it to a doctor to verify that actually these types of medicine are available in the market. I had to contact different retailers to compare the prices and see which one are we getting the medicine from, just to make sure that we're spending the money very wisely. I had to get a permit from the Ministry of Health to make sure that the flow of medicine from Sana'a to Aslam wouldn't be stopped in checkpoints. I had to find someone who would rent a pickup truck from Sana'a and then take it to Aslam. I had to find a whole team in Sana'a that are willing to take the risk to travel all the way from Sana'a to Aslam. So for those who are asking us, why isn't the project executed immediately, or why is it taking too long? Just please understand that it's not really easy to execute them, and a lot of work has been done behind the scenes. What is this question?
Why not deal with non-governmental organizations and non-profit? I think he has an organization on the ground there in Yemen.
Okay.
So I don't really wanna...
definitely if we would love if you know people that needs help, and we can definitely work together. Please contact us offline, and we'll try to see different ways of how we can collaborate together. Details on the project. Sarah, sorry, when you say details on the project, which project exactly are you talking about? As I mentioned, in December we had 3 different projects in 3 different cities. Is it the medical center in Aslam, or the one in Hajjah, or the one in Saada? If you can tell me which one exactly, I can provide more details on that.
I don't know if the questions are delayed or...
Yeah.
Should I go through the questions and see if I see any that I should answer?
Covered. I had no doubts that
I just will not have the answer to her.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I hope I answered all the questions, Sarah. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask. We're trying to make this as transparent as possible, and we really appreciate all the help that people are. No one responded to my Sorry, Shazina, could you please repeat the question?
So Shazina, we didn't see the question, so if you can just re-ask it, please, because sometimes these questions, the comments are going so fast that we can't see them.
Tremendous work. Thanks, Barry. Can you answer?
You send a message to non-English speakers. So yeah, she's the one that asked for Arabic, like if you want to say something a little bit.
Sure. Okay. We'll just wait for another minute. If there aren't any questions, I'll try to give a quick brief on what exactly we did in December in Arabic for you, Sarah. Western Union.
Can I send money
Sure,
to
you
Western
can.
Union? I don't think so. Doesn't she have to be Yemeni?
No, like you can definitely. Like I can put you in touch with people that I'm working with, and then you can deal with them directly. And these people they're really trustworthy people, and I trust them. So if you're willing to send them directly to people there, I can absolutely help you with that. Please send Ali a message offline, and then we can take that offline and try to see how we can work together. Shazina.
Sure.
She asked if we can send money through Western Union.
Yeah, that's the question you just answered. Okay. Why am I doing this? Yeah, just a minute. I'm going to go through all the questions, start from the beginning. Okay, I'm trying to look at the questions again. Did we miss any? If we missed your question, please ask it again now, because I'm scrolling through the comments and it's hard to find them. There's some in Arabic. I don't know if they're question or just comment. And what did you see any? Here, how are you?
No.
Okay. I see some people mention that they've been blocked from sharing to groups, so yeah, I expected that. Okay, I'm just looking at all the comments, if there's any questions. Was there any problems with the connection? Did everybody, was it breaking up at all? Okay, so Hussein says some American friends became confused about the subject to whom they should send. So if anyone has any questions about anything at any time, feel free to send me a message on Messenger, comment on my Facebook posts. At any time. We do want to be as transparent as possible, answer everybody's questions as we go along. Trying to see if there's... Do you guys see any questions on your phones? Okay, so that's good. So people have asked me a lot, what they can do other than donating to this campaign. What can they do to help Yemen? Because a lot of people are really concerned about this and want to know what else they can do. They want to do more. So other than obviously sharing and donating to the campaign. Petition your governments, wherever you are in the world. Make your voices heard. Let the government know that you are not okay and you're not okay with their complicity in this genocide against the Yemeni people. Participate in protests if you can, as often as you can. Use every opportunity you can to show up in front of government buildings and protest. demand an end to the war. Make sure that they know that. Oh yes, I'll let you talk about that. So Firas is going to talk about a protest that we're going to be having on March 26th. But yeah, lobby your governments. Email them, call them, try to meet with them. Anybody that'll be willing to meet with you. Raise awareness on social media like you've all been doing. You've been doing such a great job. Continue to do that. I know Facebook has been heavily censoring anything on Yemen. A report came out on Mint Press saying that they were censoring pictures of starving Yemeni kids, saying that it was too graphic or that that was sexual content. It was considered to be sexual content, which is absolutely ridiculous because pictures of children that are just skin and bones, starving Yemeni kids should not violate any community standards. Firas mentioned that one of my videos, it's actually a video that I made myself about Yemen, and it was very touching. It was very heartfelt, and it had over 15,000 views. It had like 600 plus shares. It was really it was being heavily viewed, and they stopped it after weeks of it being on Facebook. So they said that it was too graphic, and it was hardly graphic enough. So the censorship is just out of control. We have to make sure that we beat them at this game. We have to keep sharing and just keep trying to share things. And if they keep trying to censor us, they can't censor all of us, right? They can't silence all of us. So we just do what we can to raise awareness. I think that they've seen that Yemen is finally getting noticed, and they're trying to stop that. So yeah, like a friend actually mentioned a video that was on Facebook a couple days ago of a young woman being murdered in Morocco, I believe it was, and she said that she reported the video to Facebook, and Facebook came back and said that it did not violate their community standards. So that's just absolutely absurd, considering they are censoring pictures of starving children, saying that violates their standards. But apparently a murder live on Facebook is not, or like a video on Facebook of a murder occurring is not something that violates their standards. So it is absolutely absurd. We all know who controls Facebook and who controls the media, so we're not surprised, but we're still upset by it. This is something that needs to be brought to people's attention. So the censorship is getting out of control. I was recently banned for those pictures that were supposedly too graphic, and I had a lot of friends that have been banned recently. So I have a lot of activists recently that are on Facebook bans, 30-day bans. I was lucky I only had a 3-day ban, but we have a lot of activists out right now because of just minor things that they've shared on Yemen. So yes, so somebody did ask that Hamza addresses people in Arabic so that any of our Arabic speakers can listen to what he has to say. So I'll hand it over to Hamza now to talk to you guys.
اوكي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اولا احب ان اشكر كل من تبرع وساهم في مساعدة اهلنا في اليمن. الحمد لله تقريبا وصل عدد التبرع مبلغ التبرع قريب ال $20,000 كندي. سأتكلم الآن عن كيف صرفنا أول $10,000 كندي. $10,000 كندي عندما حولناها لليمن تقريبا بعد التحويل طلعت $7,400 أمريكي. كان معنا 3 مشاريع خيرية، الأول في محافظة صعدة في شمال اليمن، الثاني في محافظة حجة في شمال شرق اليمن، والمشروع الثالث في مركز الطبي لمديرية أسلم في تهامة محافظة الحديدة. محافظة صعدة تبرعنا لها بمبلغ $1,000 أمريكي، ساعدنا من خلالها 25 عائلة. أعطينا كل عائلة تقريبا متوسط $40 لكل عائلة. كان معهم احتياجات مختلفة، مثل بعضهم معهم أهل في المستشفى ما فيش مش لاقين معهم فلوس يدفعوا لعلاجهم ولا لوجودهم في المستشفى. البعض منهم كان محتاج فلوس بحيث إنه يقدر يبدأ حاجة ويساعد نفسه، وهكذا. المشروع الخيري الثاني في محافظة حجة في مديرية بني قيس، اشترينا سلات غذائية 65 سلة غذائية وزعت ل 65 أسرة، كلفنا هذا تقريبا $2000 أمريكي. المشروع الثالث دعم المركز الطبي لمديرية أسلم، وخصصنا تقريبا $4400 أمريكي. عندما تواصلت بالمركز كنا على أساس في البداية نريد أن نمدهم بالأدوية الذي لا يمتلكوها في المركز، فعندما تواصلت بهم طلبت منهم قائمة بالأدوية التي يحتاجوها، وعندما تكلمت معهم قالوا لي هل بالإمكان نساعدنا في أشياء أخرى، مثلا يحتاجون إلى لوحات شمسية لتوليد الكهرباء، يحتاجون بطاريات، يحتاجون بطانيات. ربما بنستعمل الآن مصطلحات بنستعملها في اليمن احنا، فاعذروني لو ما فهمتوا. يحتاجون وسائد، يحتاجون حتى سلات غذائية للمطبخ في المستشفى لكي يطبخوا ويطهوا الأكل للمرضى والمقيمين في المستشفى. في النهاية طلبوا مني 40 شنطة للأطفال تحتوي على مواد أو مستلزمات صحية أولية، مثل صابون، شامبو، مشط للشعر، قلامة أظافر، حوليات أو مناشف. والحاجة الأخرى اللي هي القائمة بالأدوية التي يحتاجوها. طلبوا مني 20 صنف طبي أو أدوية، 20 دواء مختلف، والحمد لله ساعدناهم. تواصلت مع أو وجدت ناس يقدروا يشتروا الأدوية والمستلزمات اللي طلبوها مني من صنعاء، واستأجرنا سيارة وتم نقلهم لمديرية أسلم في تهامة ولله الحمد. طبعا كل هذا تقريبا كل الفلوس ذهبت للمستلزمات والسلات الغذائية وللأسر، لكن كان معنا تكاليف. مثلا الفريق الذي قام بنقل الأشياء من صنعاء للحديدة، أخ طارق حرجع لسؤالك. الأشياء الذي مثلا إيجار السيارة كلفنا تقريبا $200 لنقل الأشياء من صنعاء لحجة لأسلم. دفعنا $16 للفريق الذي ذهب إلى أسلم للعودة إلى صنعاء. دفعنا لكل من ساهم في إنجاح هذا المشروع، هم 3 أشخاص تقريبا، دفعنا لكل واحد منهم $20 لأنهم فعلا تعبوا وبذلوا جهد طيب جدا. يعني مثلا لما سافروا من صنعاء لأسلم تحركوا من صنعاء تقريبا الساعة 8 الليل. هؤلاء الناس معهم أعمال، معهم أهل، معهم أولاد، تركوا هذه الأشياء وتحركوا الساعة 8 الليل، وصلوا أسلم تقريبا الساعة 4 الصبح، وبدأوا بالتوزيع والعمل هذه الأشياء على الساعة 8 الصباح. فكان هناك جهد مبذول وجهد طيب يشكروا عليه، فاضطرينا ان احنا نكافئهم، واعطينا كل واحد منهم تقريبا ما يقارب $20. على العموم يعني باختصار $10,000 كندي حولناها ل $7,400 أمريكي. ساعدنا 3 محافظات، صعدة، حجة، وأسلم. $1,000 أمريكي ذهبت لصعدة، $2,000 أمريكي ذهبت لحجة بني قيس، $4,400 ذهبت للمركز الطبي في مديرية أسلم تهامة محافظة الحديدة. أخ علي العمري، هل أنتم مستعدون للتعاون مع منظمات حملية تعمل في نفس العمل؟ بالتأكيد لدينا الرغبة ونريد أن نعمل مع منظمات، لكن من الأشياء الذي قد لاحظناها مع العمل مع مؤسسات غير الناس اللي معانا في العمل، مثلا في أي مناطق أنتم تتواجدون، إحنا لا نرغب في العمل في صنعاء، كون صنعاء من أكثر المدن أو تقريبا أكثر مدينة. الناس مش إنهم مش محتاجين، هم محتاجين حتى في صنعاء، لكن أقل الضرر موجود في صنعاء. يعني أنت لو تلاحظ مثلا صعد إحنا ساعدنا في مديرية ضحيان تقريبا لا يكاد يوجد فيها شيء إلا تم قصفه. في حجة بني قيس الناس يعني فعلا معي فيديوهات وصور الناس بياكلوا شجر من الشجر، بيتغذوا من الشجر. في أسلم كل التقارير والقنوات الخبرية غطت ما يحدث في أسلم، يعني الناس بيموتوا جوع في أسلم. فرجاء تواصل معنا على الخاص، نشي نعرف في أي مناطق أنت المنظمة حقك في أي مناطق تقوم بمشاريع خيرية، كم بيكلف، الناس اللي معك هل بتدفع لهم معاشات ولا لا. هذه أشياء بناخذها في الحسبان، لأن احنا بنحاول بقدر الاستطاع إن احنا نصرف الأموال بشكل رشيد جدا، بحيث إنه أغلب الأموال كما ذكرت أنا وأسلفت إنه بتذهب فعلا لمساعدة الناس. قليل جدا هو المبالغ اللي بتذهب للي بيساعدونا. فكما قلت لك رجاء تواصل معنا على الخاص، وإن شاء الله إذا في فرصة أكيد إن احنا نحب إن احنا نتعامل معك ونخدم اليمنيين إن شاء الله. إذا كان في هناك أي أسئلة رجاء اسألوها الآن أو ابعثوها للخاص للأخت علية. I asked them to do this, so now you have a second chance. Let me just check if there are any questions that I missed. FB doesn't know what they're doing in 20 years. It's okay.
You already did.
Okay.
Is it
Perfect.
good for the questions?
شكرا
Yeah,
جزيلا.
Let's take this slide. Okay, so Firas just wants to talk about the March, or sorry, the protests we're going to have on March 26th.
Okay. Safety first. Okay, so I just wanted to say that on March 26th will be the 4th year anniversary of the illegal Saudi coalition war on Yemen. So we're doing a protest, we did this last year also, so we're doing a protest in front of the Prime Minister's residence, and we go through, pass by the Global Affairs Canada, and we also pass by the Saudi Embassy. It's all one route. Saudi Embassy is closed, so there's not really any point to really stand there for too long. And we conclude in the Parliament of Canada. And I don't know if you guys knew about this, not everybody knows maybe, but we had a letter that was drafted and sent to the government of Canada, to the foreign minister, and it had 24 endorsements, including many credible organizations and human rights organizations in Canada and abroad. I mean, like we had like Amnesty International signed it. We had a lot of credible organizations within Canada itself, law firms, things like that, and they also supported the termination of the Saudi-Canadian arms deal. You know, as you know, it's the biggest arms deal in the history of Canada, and Canada is an accomplice right now in the war crimes that's happening inside Saudi Arabia. We reject this. We're against this. We stand firmly against this. We want peace. We want Yemen to get their sovereignty and their stability, and we are against this arms deal fully. So the Canadian Defense for Human Rights and other organizations that we work with, we're continuing to protest and stand against this, and we want to put pressure. We also have had different MPs that supported us and endorsed our letter and came out and spoke out, and we were looking to lobby more MPs in Canada to try to stop this Canadian-Saudi arms deal. So it's March 26, 2019, and it'll be at the Prime Minister's residence. We will be putting starting a event. So you'll see that on our Facebook if you follow us at CD4HR, CD like CD, and then 4 like 4, number 4, and HR like human rights. I can also speak Arabic, so I do speak Arabic. Okay, so I have that's another my mother language I can say, or so on. So حبيت نقول أول شيء السلام عليكم كل إخواني وأخوتي. ما عندنا مشكلة إحنا نشتغل مع أي منظمة ثانية يعني كذا في اليمن أو في أي مكان ثاني، بس نقطة واحدة أساسية لازم يعني الناس يعرفون اللي يريدون يشتغلون معنا، إن إحنا كل الناس اللي نشتغل معهم تقريبا يعني كلهم متطوعين. إحنا متطوعين، يعني ناس نشتغل في سبيل مساعدة الناس. فإذا مثل شخص يريد له راتب مثل كذا، إحنا صعبة نشتغل بهالباب. يعني إحنا نشتغل يعني لوجه الله ومساعدة الإنسانية. بس حبيت أوضح المسألة. فإحنا ما عندنا مشكلة يعني بهالباب، نتعاون مع أي أشخاص صادقين يحبون يساعدون، عندهم طاقة، عندهم عزيمة، عندهم وطنية، عندهم حب للإنسانية. احنا مستعدين نتعاون معاهم ونحب ناخذ أفكارهم، اقترحوا يعني مثل فكرتكم، المنطقة اللي تقدرون تشتغلون فيها، وندرس المسألة، وإن شاء الله نقدر نتعاون سوا يعني إن شاء الله. والله يحفظ إن شاء الله الشعب اليمني إن شاء الله، والمستضعفين في كل مكان في الأرض، وندعو لهم للتوفيق والسلام. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Thank you.
Okay. Where did my paper go? Okay, so I hope that we were able to answer any questions that you guys had, but feel free to always send me any questions that you have, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Some people are asking for a translation of the Arabic. The Arabic that Hamza covered was just the same things that we discussed at the beginning of the live stream. So he just went over where the aid money went and how it was distributed and all that. So it was exactly what was discussed at the beginning. Anything else? Okay, so if there aren't any more questions, I think we're done here. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for everybody to make sure that their voices are heard. You know, you might think that you're not having an impact, but you are. That is why we're being so heavily censored, because we are making a difference. So be loud, be heard. It is all of our moral obligation to be the voice for the voiceless, to stand up against oppression and injustice and inequality, and to stand on the right side of history. So please continue to do what you're doing. Thank you so much for supporting us. And please share this live stream. And who asked for the English translation? Sarah did. Yes, so please share this live stream, and thank you so much everybody for watching. Have a great night.